tonight? I hope you can tell I got a little extra, jump in my step today because I'm super psyched because I shouldn't share this, but the other night I was able to make love to my wife for over an hour.
Woo!
Yeah. It was like 62 minutes. Now, it was the night when we turned the clocks ahead an hour. I counted. Us boomers, we got to take them when we can, right? We got some boomers out here tonight. I saw you come in, right? It's tough. It's tough to be a boomer.
I just turned 18.
Yeah, I could tell. We're lucky we let you in here. Usually there's a 21 and over only. But no, I mean, it's tough being a boomer. You don't see a lot of boomer comics because, well, most of us are dead. But the good thing is there's way less peer pressure. Being a boomer, getting old, there's all kinds of problems that happen, things, I'm suffering, the memory's going, I've got CRS, can't remember shit. Forget about morning wood, it's more like morning sawdust. And then your body starts falling apart, right? Any of my seniors here ever had any surgery, like a hip replacement or anything? I had both my hips replaced. And I was concerned, how I was going to be able to perform after that. And the doctor's like, it'll be fine. You'll be able to perform like a porn star. I'm like, okay, that sounds good. So I healed up and everything. Turned out to be a gay porn star. So I was a pain in the ass. For the other guy. Then you start losing your hair. I used to have this beautiful full head of hair, big bushy head of hair, had a forehead. Became a 5 head, 6 head, 7 head, 8 head. Now when I wash my face, I don't know when to stop. But the good thing is anytime I go to a hotel, I'm set for the year with shampoo. So that's encouraging. I am trying to embrace my boomerhood. Got the Skechers. Got my AARP card. And I'm making sure these pants aren't coming down at all. Because I got the belt. And suspenders. So it's all good. It's all good. Anyway, Alamogordo, who's here? Everyone here from Alamogordo?
Yeah.
You know the history of this town, right? Alamogordo, the name? It's an old Indian name. It means many dispensaries. So, anyone high tonight? I typically don't indulge, but I tried it since I was here in town. I got pulled over immediately. Apparently I was driving too slow. And the cop pulls up to me. He's like, hey, how high are you? I'm like, no, officer, it's high. How are you? So, anyway, we got any Air Force people? Holloman Air Force Base is nearby, right? We got some Air Force people, right? Can you guys stand up if you're in the Air Force, please? We'll give these people a round of applause. Right. Now, some Marine friends of mine asked me to do that because, they wanted to see if you Air Force people actually ever get out of the chairs. What do you expect from train eaters, right? So, my name is Roger Meyer. Meyer is a good German name. I'm the son of German immigrants. My parents came from Germany. I was born here in the States, but I guess I'm an anchor maybe, but because I'm white, I say looking for me. Yet. But, being in a German household growing up was interesting. Boys like to play war. I always had to be the Nazis. There's a little French kid down the street, so I got to kick his ass in a hurry first. My mom, being a good German lady, always wanted everything neat and clean and orderly. And she'd be like, Vatcha, can you please make your bed? It'd take you 5 minutes to make me so happy. I'm like, Mom, it took me 10 hours to get it like this. And she's like, Vatcha, you're such a messy little boy. When you go pee-pee, you're always hitting the toilet seat. Maybe you should sit down when you're going pee-pee. I'm like, okay, Mom, I'll give it a shot. So, tried sitting down. It's much harder to target hitting the floor than when you're above. So then she's like, maybe you should just go pee-pee and shower. I'm like, okay, I'll try that. So I tried that. She hated that, especially when she was showering. My dad, being a German guy, he had his collection of 1970s Playboy magazines. He'd be like, Roger, I don't want to see you like looking at my Playboys, pleasuring yourself. You'll go blind. I'm like, Dad, I'm over here. A lot of drinking in our household. I mean, there's a lot of Germans. There's a lot of drinking in German households. And about the only difference between like a German wedding and a German funeral is one less drunk. We got any drinkers out here tonight?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah? Okay. Yeah, I can tell. The drinkers and the high people. How about any non-drinkers? We got any non-drinkers? That's okay. Yeah. Well, sir, I feel sorry for you because when you wake up in the morning, that's as good as you're going to feel all day. But yeah, people will tell me, Roger, man, you're drinking too much. You really should stop. But Dad didn't raise a quitter, so. I noticed some tattoos out here. Where's my tattoo people? Yeah, a bunch of you. Okay, yeah. I don't have any tattoos, and I think the only reason I didn't get one is if I knew I was going to prison, I'd get one of those highway signs on my ass, one way, do not enter. I think the guys in the shower would respect that. Because, they don't call it the slammer for nothing. Those people are doing some hard time there. You know who has a lot of tattoos? Some Harley people. Got any Harley people out here? All right. We got the high tattoo Harley girl. So, and the Harley people, it's great, like being a Harley person. Like usually, regular people, we get to dress up one day out of the year. Harley people, it's every damn day. It's Halloween for them. And they're wearing their leather and their chaps and vests and everything. And it looks like the Village People and Judas Priest had a baby. It's a little gay, but, and I'm not saying Harley people are gay. I just think they're bike-sexual. So anyway, I'm from El Paso. I moved there many years ago from the Chicago area originally. And it was awesome when I moved to El Paso. The whole Southwest here, right? Guys, we've got the most beautiful women, right, in the world here in the Southwest, right? Come on, let's give it up for these pretty women. Yeah. They've got the nice olive skin, the dark eyes, the long flowing black hair, and that's just on their arms. But I wound up marrying one of those ladies, a Mexican lady, and so she's Mexican, I'm German. We had 3 kids, 3 daughters. We call them the Wiener Schnitzels. And people would talk to me, they'd be like, Roger, you're a guy, don't you want to have a son, right? Most guys want to have a son. And it's like, yeah, that sounds good, but I was reading on National Geographic or somewhere that 1 out of every 4 kids born on this planet is Chinese. And I don't know the language, so didn't want to take a chance. But Father's Day would be way better. Rather than kids making some like lame Father's Day card for you with a crayon or something, your kid could be in the garage making iPod and Nikes, so that would be good. It's tough though, man. I used to date a lot. Dating's hard for me right now though. It's really hard. It's not so much the age. It's because I'm married. So that kind of throws a wrench in it. But it's okay, I got myself a trophy wife. 3rd place, but still a trophy. I used to date a lot back in the day. When I first moved to El Paso, the ladies that gave me a nickname, they called me the Comal, because I could heat up the gorditas and the tortas. Everyone know what a torta is, right? It's kind of a little heavy-set Hispanic girl, right? My first El Paso girlfriend, she was a torta, and people were like, you're a chubby chick. It's like, no, not really. I just put out a bag of Whataburger and she comes to me. But yeah, but she liked going to these restaurants that all ended with an O. Taco Bell, Julio's, Pancho's. And then, she kept going, like, why not go to this other place called Sancho's? I'm like, Sancho's? I don't remember seeing that. I go, maybe I should go with you sometime. And she's like, I don't think you're gonna like Sancho's. And I'm like, well, give me a chance. So I go there. Turns out I do not like the chorizo or the huevos. So Sancho's no good for me. But like I said, I used to date all different types of girls. Back in the day, I dated a girl, her name was Lola, L-O-L-A, Lola. And we were getting intimate one night. She's like, Roger, having a tiny penis isn't anything to be like ashamed of. I go, Lola, I kind of wish you didn't have one at all. Used to like to date the homeless girls. I see a lot of homeless girls riding around town. You see them with their cardboard signs. And it's awesome dating homeless girls because, I mean, they have very low standards. They will work for food. And at the end of the night, you can drop them anywhere. So that was awesome. And then I would date, like, I don't know why, but for a while there I was like attracted to different handicapped women. So I was dating a girl that, well, she only had one arm. And you know, people were like, oh, that's kind of weird. I go, no, it was awesome. Anytime we'd like fly anywhere, we'd go to the movies, there was never an issue on who got the armrest. And then she wanted to go shopping over here at like King's, right? The King's Treasure, right? It's like a Goodwill here in town. And I'm like, babe, you're not going to find anything for you here at a secondhand store. We're at sporting events, something big happens, everyone's like double high-fiving. She's like hanging people, just leaving them hanging there with one arm. And I eventually had to dump her because I take her to these shows and no matter how funny it was, she wouldn't clap. Dated a girl once, she had a job. I mean, she had one leg, but at least she had a job. She was a waitress at the IHOP. We got into an argument once, and you know, it's like, hey, baby, just take a hike. And she's like, oh, that's so mean. I'm going to sue you for emotional distress. And so I talked to my lawyer, and he's like, you know, I was concerned. He's like, oh, don't worry about it. She's barely got a leg to stand on. Dated a girl in a wheelchair once, and she had one of the rickety, horrible wheelchairs from a Goodwill wheelchair, like wobbly and everything. And so, you know, I felt bad for her. So I like invested $2,000, got like a really nice wheelchair. Well, of course, you know, things didn't work out. We started fighting everything, and you know, she's like dumping me. I'm like, well, she's not getting that wheelchair. I took it back because I knew one day she'd come crawling back to me. So as a boomer, I'm getting older. I gotta be concerned about my health. I've got like, I guess some people call it a dad body, which is concerning because it's one liver from a dead body. So I started going to the doctor, wanted to get a physical. So I show up at the doctor's office. And the first thing they want to do is like, they take your temperature. So the nurse is like, hey, would you want to use an oral or rectal thermometer? Well, what's the difference? She's like, the flavor. Then I get on the scale, and she's like, oh my goodness, Roger, you're a beast. So I called my wife right away. I'm like, hey, the nurse said I'm a beast. She said, no. I said, you're obese. Then I see the doctor, and he's like, you know, you got any issues with your urination or bowel movements? I'm like, no. Every morning, you know, 6 o'clock, I have a bowel movement, 7 o'clock, urinate. Doctor's like, oh, that's good. I'm like, no, I don't wake up till 9. So he gave me the phone number, the 1-800 toll-free number for the incontinence hotline. I called, they asked if I could hold. So then the doctor's like, you know, part of the exam, ladies, I don't know if you know this, but part of the male exam is the prostate exam. And this is kind of invasive. The doctor like lubes up his finger, like sticks it under your butt, wiggles around there, he's checking your prostate, making sure everything's good. I'm like, hey doctor, during this exam, is it unusual to like have an erection? He's like, well, it happens. I'm like, well, can you get it away from my face? But he sent me flowers afterwards. So. And then he's like, you know, Roger, you're kind of like a little heavy, you're probably not in the best shape. You gotta start losing some weight. So what I'm gonna prescribe for you is just start walking. Just walk 5 miles a day, every day, for 2 weeks. Just do it for 2 weeks. You're gonna get better appetite, your sex drive's gonna improve, you're gonna lose some weight. I'm like, okay, I can do that. So I start walking. First day 5 miles, second day 5 miles, third day 5 miles. After 2 weeks, I call the doctor and go, hey, it's great, you know, everything's better, I'm sleeping good, the sex drive is better, you know, I'm losing weight. The doctor's good, that's good. I'm like, well, not so good. He's like, what? I'm like, well, I'm 70 miles from home. But with all this going on anyway, I know that one day I will have a smoking hot body because I have instructions to my heirs that when I die, I want to be cremated. Anyway, how are we doing, Alamogordo? Good so far? Are you ready for your headliner? You made that tonight. Okay, he's coming to us from Austin, Texas. He's been on more than 1 million social media views. He's toured internationally. So please give a very warm New Mexico welcome for your headliner, Stephen Farmer.
One of the more